Give it up for the DGens, everyone. Guys and girls, welcome to the Crypto Late Night Show. I'm your host, FA. But just for today, it's going to be Crypto Powell. Why Powell? Well, the economy is thriving. It's so tremendous that we're tired of winning. If by tired of winning, you mean sellotaping everything with a bit of denial and caffeine, because the producer prices data came out and it's at a whopping 6%. The CPI is at 3.8, and Powell himself says it's going to go even higher. There goes the duct tape. I just think that rate cuts are so impossible right now. Maybe by the time I'm crypto grandpa, my grandkids will experience altcoin season with 0% interest rates. But by then, Bitcoin holders will either live in penthouses or converted container things that they use for homes, like what this guy's done. Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin gave us a bit of drama this week. We completed a perfect triple top pattern. For those of you who are non-crypto traders, triple tops translate to, chat, we're cooked. Like it's over, chat. Shout out to the Gen Alpha watching in the live audience. You know, even though Bitcoin is down 40% from all-time highs, crypto Twitter pretends like everything is okay. Did you notice? Traders in this industry, we don't panic normally. The market can liquidate $100 billion in just one single hour, and then Crypto Ninja 67 goes and posts, Black Friday discount, biggest opportunity of your life. Brother, your house is mortgaged. Your family left you, and you haven't slept since Ethereum merged. Like, nothing about this is an opportunity. And every influencer suddenly becomes a philosopher. They say things like, "One Bitcoin is always one Bitcoin. You don't lose until you sell. This price is healthy price action. And we just shook off the weak-handed people." That's not the case. You just lost 90% of your portfolio, gotta pay rent tomorrow, and child support. One liquidation candle, and then all the men become Andrew Tate, and they say, money isn't real. It's just numbers on a screen. Then we have the bond market, of course. That's a different story. The 30-year yield is up to 5.18%, highest since the 2008 financial crisis. America has accumulated $40 trillion of debt with a 5% interest. That's not an economy, guys and girls. That is a guy buying bottles in a Miami club using Klarna. So inflation is increasing. The cost of living crisis is at crazy areas. And all while your guy, your finance bro on TikTok is telling you to do ice baths at 5 a.m. and start journaling. Dude, that solves nothing. Eggs have become a luxury product. What ice bath are you talking about? And finally, President Trump visited China recently, where President Xi Jinping rolled the red carpet, and they were touring a garden in Chongnanhai, which was exclusive to only the most highest echelon of leaders. It's a garden that no outsiders ever laid eyes on. They're strolling past the ancient trees, and suddenly Trump stops and asks President Xi, "So Xi, did you bring anybody else here, Xi?" And Xi says,
很少.
And with that, guys and girls, it's showtime. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's guest is someone who is incredibly special to me and incredibly special to you as well, because you all know him. You watch him, you love his content. He is YouTube's best Bitcoin trader. He's made the most money from Bitcoin out of everyone else, publicly as well. We're going to learn about him, how he got into crypto, how he got into health. That should give a little bit of a clue on who the guest is, and he'll also share his 2026 Bitcoin price prediction. We're all waiting for that, guys. Please welcome ChrisMMCrypto. Bro, it's so amazing to have you on. It's such an honor for me. Thank you so much for making it. How is the bear market treating you?
First of all, it's an honor for me to be here. What a crazy studio. I think you are doing a great job. And yes, to answer your question, the bear market, I mean, I lost money like everyone who's in Bitcoin or in crypto, but I have to say it could be worse. I mean, as most people know, I was mostly in Bitcoin. We now sitting at the time of recording around at 80,000. I mean, 33% from the top, approximately 35%. It could be worse. I went through much more since 2017 when I started.
Well, I want to know about that, but I think what YouTube doesn't know is how Chris actually, well, we actually know the brief story, but would love to know in detail what got you into the industry and what was Chris doing before crypto?
Interesting question. Yeah, I'll give a quick rundown for those people who don't know yet. I was actually driving a taxi between 2013 and 2017. I was actually also studying economics between 2013 and 2017. And successfully, after 2 failed trials of studying something else, and I loved economics, man. It's so interesting. I really love it. It gives you that elevated view on how does money work? How does currency work, right? And in fact, I actually had one professor, I liked all of them, and I hated school, I hated university, but this one was great. I had one professor who worked at the European Central Bank, and the whole board of professors was usually Keynesian economists, but he hated it. So he dropped out of the European Central Bank, and he was not a Keynesian economist. And he told us how horrible that system is. And I was like, okay, great. So maybe silver is the answer, maybe gold is the answer, right? And I developed a business mindset, and I also developed an economic mindset, and I always thought that might be the answer. Well, then Bitcoin came around. I was driving my taxi, and I heard about Bitcoin with all of these multi-level marketers and stuff, and I was like, okay, that must be a scam. But then I saw someone talk about Bitcoin, and talk about Bitcoin in a much different way, right? As a way to preserve your purchasing power. And I connected all the dots, everything I learned in university from that professor and from others. And I understood, okay, Bitcoin is like gold, but better than gold. More divisible, more portable, not confiscatable, put billions of dollars in your brain,
what does that word mean? What does non-confiscatable mean?
Like, look, gold is amazing, right? I mean, in fact, I'm having a silver trade open right now, like a $7.5 million trade in silver.
Wow.
I love it. I love it, right? But you could technically go and confiscate someone's physical gold or silver. You cannot confiscate someone's Bitcoin as long as you put this 12-word C phrase in your brain that you just remembered, you don't tell anyone about it. Well, people couldn't technically take your brain out or like read the phrase inside your brain. So it is not confiscatable if you burn the seed phrase, as long, don't do that, but as long as you don't forget about the seed phrase, these Bitcoin are safer than anything else.
So you think the answer to Keynesian economics is Bitcoin?
I think it is Bitcoin, it's also gold. I mean, Keynesian economics basically is just telling you, whenever we are having a boom, we have to restrict the monetary supply by paying off debt, increasing the interest rate, which then indirectly lowers the currency printing on the secondary market. And whenever there's a bust or like a bear market in the traditional world, not in the crypto sense, then we have to lower the interest rate and then indirectly increase the currency on the secondary market. That sounds in theory fine, but long term now we can say from the last 55 years since Bretton Woods, when the gold standard was taken away. I'm not saying anything new to you, I know you know that, but since then we've seen what happened. Well, we have those people who have money, who have a lot of cash flow, who have access to financial markets, who have access to Bitcoin, to gold, to silver, to stocks, to real estate, to equity, and all of these things. they are actually accumulating more and more wealth. And those people who cannot do that, they are losing their purchasing power and their position. And that's how the middle class gets thinner, the lower class gets thinner, and all that wealth is over time redistributed to the rich, which we are in a very favorable position. But I have to say, I'm pissed off. I don't want that to happen. I don't want the whole world to suffer. And I think this is a horrible thing. So that's why I think tools like Bitcoin are beautiful.
And because you were pissed off, you evangelized Bitcoin to the world. Ever since you were a taxi driver and studying economics, now you've built a channel and a following of millions of people where you have, I think, orange-pilled and got people into Bitcoin more so than anyone else before us. So I just want to congratulate you. You've done something fantastic. Did you ever think while you were studying that things would get this well and this successful for you?
Well, I didn't know exactly how it will play out, right? I mean, I started myself in the lower, or fair to say middle class, right? But I always felt I'm special somehow, right? I mean, we're all special. But I actually felt there is something inside of me. And I think Carl talks about it, the law of attraction, right? You need to feel it before it actually happens to then manifest it and materialize this to become reality in the real world. And I feel like this is something I did. When I was 5 years old, I was sitting in my playroom. I remember that I have a vivid memory of that moment. And I was talking about how to make 5 billion Deutsche Mark, right?
This was when marks were existing.
Yeah, 5 billion Deutsche Mark. I was playing there. I remember it vividly. There's a few very vivid memories of my childhood, whereas most of the things I don't remember. This I remember, and I said 5 billion Deutsche Mark. And yeah, that just shows that I had this like strive early on.
I don't know the Forex rate, but has that become reality? Have you made 5 billion Deutsche Marks?
Well, 5 billion Deutsche Mark purchasing power-wise, for sure not. And even nominally, no, because the conversion would be technically like 2 to 1, 2.5 billion US dollars. Let's hope for the best for the future. But
next bull market, I think it's happening.
Let's hope for the best.
And Chris, so you had a figure in your head to make, and God willing, it's gonna be true, and I think it is gonna be true, and you're gonna achieve much more than that. But has the material success, has the monetary success impacted your happiness? Was it along the way when you were able to buy things and go for experiences, did that satisfy you, or perhaps it satisfied you initially, but do those things make you happy today?
Oh, great questions, man. I want to give a shout out to you anyways. You're so young. You're so great. Your channel is amazing. The way how you phrase things, you have such a crazy future ahead. If I could invest in you, I would for sure invest in you. Someone else was faster with that. So to answer your question, and it was a greatly phrased question, because there's a big difference between satisfaction and happiness, right? I remember the first supercar I bought, for example. I think it was a Lamborghini SVJ. I think that was the first one. And it gives you satisfaction first, and that wears off very quickly. In theory, around 3 months, and the additional satisfaction you have from that material good is wearing off completely, right? What's much more important is to strive for happiness. And I truly believe that material things cannot give you any kind of happiness, right? It can only give you satisfaction, which is not really connected to happiness. And I have to say, the monetary aspect, it didn't really give me any additional happiness. Yes, truly, you can get some perceived happiness maybe from experiences you have with your family together, or maybe someone needs an operation, you need to pay for it, and suddenly you can do that. These things are great, and I believe that's how maybe you can get a connection in between money and happiness. But overall, I think other things are way more important. And that is number one, of course, something like faith, family, experiences, friends, bonds you have with people, and then also health, which is the reason why I started that health channel, because I really believe these things are the cornerstone of your life, right? Health, wealth, love, happiness, and most people, especially people watching my channel or your channel, are putting wealth first. But I really want to tell you, if you don't have your health in place, nothing else matters, for sure. You can't even care for your family, right? It's even acting on your faith is much more difficult if you are suffering all the time, even though faith will help you with that situation too. So yeah, to answer your question, to some degree, yes, but overall, I would say no.
Your ChrisMM Health channel took off, and when I watch your videos on that channel, I feel like you're incredibly passionate about it and you love to make those videos. I'm sure you love to make your crypto videos too, but like me in acting or in this setting, it's new for me and it's always something that I wanted to do. So I feel even more excited. I feel that same excitement in you. How has the ChrisMM Health channel changed your day? And then I'll get into some of the things you talk about there.
Dude, it's amazing. I have at my home, I'll show you one day. Or I think you've seen it already. Or did you visit?
I've not seen it.
No? Yeah. So
yet.
Please visit me soon.
Yes, for sure.
On the upper level on my villa, I have now my studio, my sauna, my ice bath, my gym. So it's like the full MM Health area, including the studio where I'm there almost every day recording videos for my channel. And dude, it's completely amazing. This new excitement which comes in, which is learning I want to give everyone else here also. If you're striving for something and you achieve that, always make sure there is a new goal. My goal was to be the biggest one in Bitcoin, in crypto. And I think right now on YouTube, when I publish a video,
it's the first.
I think I have a hard time finding any channel
That's
who has
true.
more views on a Bitcoin video.
Yeah.
And so I kind of achieved that goal already. And I could just continue with crypto only, and I will not stop with crypto, but the excitement really wears off. And when you reach that one goal, it can really hit you very hard. There is an interesting story about someone who is a rock climber, and he climbed the highest mountain in the world. You would think, wow, he will be so happy, right? Achieving that goal of climbing the highest mountain in the world. He got depressed.
Wow.
But he just got depressed. You always need to make sure you have a new goal in place. So when you reach that goal, you can hit the next one. So if my new goal is now to sit down with Joe Rogan and Andrew Huberman and be the biggest health channel in the world, well, that is going to take me some time to achieve that. But once I'm close to that, I'm going to have a new goal. Because you, especially as a man, as a woman, I think the most beautiful goal is, of course, to create a family, have children, and that's an ongoing thing forever. And as a man, that should be your goal too. But business-wise, you should always make a new goal. So once you achieve that, you can strive for the next one and feel like a child again.
Chris, we have so many different age groups that watch our shows. We have teenagers, we have people in their 20s and their 30s, even up to 65, 70 years old. If you were to give one tip that everyone can implement into their daily life in order for them to live longer or become healthier, what would this one tip be?
Well, in order to live longer and healthier, that is something I will draw from the learnings I got from making my health content. Whereas I would say a 75-year-old can teach me a lot about that, right? If he's watching that video. But from my humble point of view, what I could say is there's a few different pillars you want to focus on when it's about your health and your well-being. Number one, of course, you just don't want to get 100 years old and suffer on the way there, right? You want to also create quality of life on the way there. So how can you feel very good? There's a few different pillars to focus on. And number one is, of course, sleep. I want to make sure that I can sleep 8 hours a day, undisturbed, sleep all the way through. I realized for myself, but also the scientific literature is proving that going asleep somewhere around sunset, okay, that's difficult here, but at least somewhere close to sunset. So in my case, that's like 9 p.m. Going asleep early is important. Waking up then on the other side early is also important. So I wake up around 5 a.m. I see the sunrise. So when you wake up, go out, get the sun into your eyes. I drink a coffee, I go for a walk, I make sure my cortisol is high in the morning, the stress is high in the morning. I'm gonna go hard on workouts, on work, sun, caffeine, anything, right? I'm not telling you start caffeine if you don't. That's not necessary at all for a healthy life.
And cigars.
Very rarely, and that's also unhealthy. But definitely keep the cortisol high in the morning so it can calm down in the evening. That's quite important. Have your diet in check. I truly believe the healthiest diet in general, but everyone is different, is a whole foods Mediterranean style diet with healthy fats from grass-fed, grass-finished meat, wild caught fish, eggs, yes, fruits, vegetables, these kind of things. Just keep it whole. Eat like your grandparents were eating and eat locally. So if you are in Africa or Europe or South America or America, maybe your diet might slightly differ, but keep it whole foods, keep ultra processed out of your diet, and eat like 3-4 hours before going to bed latest or earliest. No, latest. And I think that's like breaking it down. Stay away from drugs. Breaking it down to these things, I think, will be great. Then hug your family, spend time with them, quality time, and have friends and these kind of things. And I think if you do it, you keep it simple, you'll have a happy and long life.
So inspirational. You've evangelized Bitcoin so that people break away from the corrupt monetary system. And now you're evangelizing health so that people live longer and live better. So inspirational, guys. Make sure to check out ChrisMM Health. It's going to be in the description down below. Chris, before we get into your Bitcoin prediction, and then we have a game that I want to play together.
I'm looking forward to that.
Which is going to instigate your Bitcoin trader skills, and we'll find out if we can predict what happened before and see what those charts are. Chris, to the people watching that want to become monetarily successful and want to have successful businesses like yourself, what is one advice, just like the health advice, what is one advice you would give to those people?
Very good question again. So there's a few different pillars to look out for. Most people think, okay, I'll follow Chris or CryptoKid and I'll learn trading, I'll get rich with that. This is not the way you should go for. I think the number one first thing is to identify your talent or what you're good at, what keeps you excited, what is something you're good at. So for me personally, it was maybe talking, convincing people, right? It was also economic knowledge. And well, I thought for me, it makes sense to maybe start a YouTube channel, generate cash flow, and then put that cash flow into something which grows over time. So the number one most important thing for anyone, I would say, and it's always when you give these advices, it should be applicable to everyone. So I want to keep it very generalistic, is cash flow first. Cash flow is the number one thing. And generating cash flow is something which excites you and you're good at. That could be real estate. That could be a restaurant. That could be crypto content like we are doing it. Or it could be your everyday job where you're exchanging time into money. That is fine. Everyone is different. For some people, it's working in an everyday job, whether you are cleaning or anything. But do what you're good at, right? And then try to scale that cash flow, make this cash flow bigger. And whatever you have as disposable income, that you can then invest, right, into something which grows over time. And I think the safest bet long-term would be something like silver, gold, or Bitcoin. And see that grow. But the number one most important thing is always cash flow. And then as an underlying principle, whether it's the underlying principle for generating cash flow or the underlying principle for investing and letting your invested money grow over time, is patience and discipline and just letting time work for you and not trying to make millions overnight, because whenever you do that, greed comes into place. And when emotions come into place for cash flow or investment, you will lose.
Amazing. Well, Chris, I think this is a beautiful segue into our first game, which is the Bitcoin price prediction. And just to give you context on how that works. So this year, we're aiming to have roughly about 40 guests. We're not exactly sure how many it's going to be, probably less because we're already in May. But we have a leaderboard. And every guest that comes on gives their prediction on where they think the price of BTC will be on the 31st of December, 11:59 p.m.
And 59 seconds? It's quite important.
It's very important. And 59 seconds, and 59 milliseconds, and 59 nanoseconds.
There's just a second chart.
So just, it's Bitcoin.
Let's take the second chart candle.
Second chart candle?
Like on the 1 second chart,
yearly
the
open.
candle.
Or we could do the yearly open.
The candle of the 1 second chart.
1 second chart, okay.
On the Bitcoin historical index from 2009.
Done, deal.
Otherwise, there will be someone coming. Yeah.
Done, okay. And you can make it as specific as you want. By the way, you can go into the decimal places as much as you want. That's totally up to you. I think we have a range of predictions from the 90s to $40,000. So I'm not exactly sure the specifics, but it'll be on the screen for you guys to see. And the beautiful thing is, whoever gets closest, they will get one full Bitcoin, which you can give to charity. You can do anything with it.
100% charity. Comments down below. I don't think it's allowed here in this jurisdiction to mention different organizations, but maybe mention a cause, like a country, a specific war zone, or anything in the comments down below. And I'll see if I get inspired.
Amazing. I mean, you already give lots of money to building schools and other things, which is also very, very inspirational. Chris, I'll give you 10 seconds. Okay, we'll do a drum roll, and within those 10 seconds, if you can think of a number, I think it will be great to reveal it to everyone watching where you think Bitcoin will end up by the end of 2026. Sir, let's start with the drum roll and the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mr. Mmcrypto, hit us with the price.
97,777.77
Okay, that's not bad. Thank you so much. I was so scared for a second that you're going to say 20K or something. But
I'd be happy about that because I can open a huge trade.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, if you're on cash, then 20K would be a blessing. Sadly, I'm like
No,
80,
I'm in
80%.
Bitcoin. I open an inverse perpetual.
Oh, you can use Bitcoin as collateral.
Yeah,
of course.
easy.
Well, do you think, by the way, side question, do you think, if Bitcoin falls, I think that you believe in the 4-year cycles, correct me if I'm mistaken, but according to that, we could see a drop to 25, even 30K, but still be in the realm of the 4-year cycle range of drop from all-time high to all-time low. Do you have a price in mind that could be the all-time low for Bitcoin?
Well, technically, if the 4-year cycle is true, then the low should happen somewhere around October or something, right? So that would mean we have some more downside for Bitcoin, at least time-wise. But then I also want to point towards that the bull market was quite underwhelming, right? Was staying below the projected price in accordance to the diminishing returns to scale we have from cycle to cycle. So if the bull market is underwhelming historically for Bitcoin and other assets, usually bear markets can be underwhelming also, right? So I'm just hoping for the best, right? Mm-hmm. But I appreciate the fact, or I acknowledge the fact that technically the low should happen towards Q3, beginning Q4. And I'm just prepared for everything. Something people have to keep in mind, if you invest in Bitcoin, let's say you have one Bitcoin, Bitcoin goes down to 20,000, you still have one Bitcoin, right? Yes. Just don't look at the US dollar. The denomination or the number of Bitcoin you have doesn't change with the price and US dollar going down. Just, if anything, it gives you the opportunity to invest more of the cash flow you are creating into Bitcoin and get more Bitcoin for the US dollar, the BS you are trying to escape in the first place, than when Bitcoin goes down.
One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. Chris, before we jump into our game, we also ask our band members for their Bitcoin price prediction. I mean, they come out with some ridiculous stuff every show, but I'm inclined to asking because it's funny. Anybody from the band, do you guys want to give a prediction like you always do? Of course, it's
I can.
It's him. Of course, it's Diogo.
So,
Diogo, tell us.
Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready for this, dude. Yeah, tell me. Tell me.
So on my first episode, I used Fibonacci retracement levels for my prediction.
Know that, yes.
On my second episode, I used my astrologist, you remember as well?
Yes, you used your astrologist.
But I think I found the key factor to figure out the price at the end of the year.
Really? Okay. What is it? Tell us.
So yesterday, me and my wife, we had our 5th child, and usually that marks the bottom of the bear market.
That's huh?
So
what? Sorry.
So I think.
So every time you have a kid, it marks the bottom.
Yeah, for sure. So yesterday was the bottom of Bitcoin.
But did we have even 5 cycles, dude?
Number one, we didn't have 5 cycles, and we hit 60,000, which would have been the bottom then, right?
Exactly. So yeah.
And the price went down significantly since yesterday.
I don't think
but
this
not
is the
below
truth.
60K. Not below 60K.
That's true. Okay.
I don't know about this.
But I don't think it's true. But if he's right, I'm still happy.
Yeah, I'm still happy too.
He's up.
So wait, Diogo, you're telling us basically that the bottom is in and we're going to go up.
Yeah, I think so.
And your price target?
My price target for the end of the year is going to be $155,500.77.
So you're going away from your famous 38K prediction.
Yeah. I mean, wait. Give me a second.
Please
So
take your
he's
time.
jumping from 38
Oh,
to
wait.
150.
My wife
Yeah,
texted me now. Oh, she's saying $38,850 again.
Of course, of course it's 38K.
I'm trying, man.
All right, okay. Well, we'll give one more person a shot. Is there anybody else from the band who wants to make a prediction? Yeah, it's the drummer. It's always the drummer. Pepe to $1. Amazing. Great. This is the band that I'm dealing with, Chris. Can you imagine? They're all degenerates. Well, guys and girls, that was Bitcoin prediction. You know it's been a rough bear market. You know that for people who are all in crypto with their portfolios, it's painful to sell Bitcoin than to buy food. So I always try to make some passive income on the sides. Not many opportunities in the crypto market, but the other day I came across a flyer that showed a barista position is open.
Can I get latte, please?
That's a bold move.
Sorry?
It's peak hours. You're buying at the top.
Can we add oat milk, please?
It's risk-on traders. They're all the same.
What that even mean?
You just fear stability, that's all.
Can I also get one blueberry muffin cake?
It's the last one. You know what? Let's not buy immediately. Let's wait a little bit.
Why not?
Well, you know, you'll catch the dip. No! Do you know what you just did? You ate the last muffin. Now they're gonna print more, and muffin's gonna go to 0. It's gonna be okay. Let go. Focus on the next trade. Here's the coffee. Be careful. It's not just coffee. I took the foundations of Bitcoin, added a layer of Ethereum, and just enough volatility to make things exciting.
None of those words apply to coffee. Where are you going?
Well, I just decided that this time I'll take profits early. Well, guys, I think the tip jar is going to last me a solid 2 weeks of food, so I don't need to do anything absurd for a while. Guys, up next, we have questions that you want answered for the Crypto Late Night Show and ChrisMMCrypto. Let's see what those questions are. Okay, Chris, one final game, and then we're going to do a Q&A section. I think you're going to enjoy that too. So this game is called FOMO Button, okay? We have 2 buttons. One of them is green, and the other one is red. We're going to have 3 charts that come up on the screen. And I promise you have not seen these charts before. Since you're a trader, this is the game we play with our traders. It's going to test your reputation as a trader. So hopefully we both get it right. You can choose green or red depending on where you think the price of the assets, which will be on the chart, will go towards. And we will have some indicators to give us hints. Chris, are you ready? Do you have any questions?
No, I'm ready to rumble.
All right. Well, producers, let's please cue in the first chart for us to see.
How much time do I have?
You have as much time as you want. Okay, so I guess we don't have any oscillators or indicators for this one, but luckily it's the Bitcoin chart. It's the Bitcoin 2-day chart. If we can keep it on the screen,
Yeah,
that
I
would
would
be
like to
amazing.
see what is the number, the price there.
Yes, please. So let's keep it on the screen until we give our prediction. Diogo, can you help us? Does that say $95,000? I think it does, right? Yeah, so it's around $95,000. This is the Bitcoin 2-day chart. I already know what it is.
Down.
Down, huh? You think it's down? Yeah.
Down.
Down, okay, wow. I'm gonna go down as well because this one is recent, it's pretty easy. And yeah, let's see it, producers. What is the answer? Oh.
Let's go.
Liquidated, but we got it right. We got it right, which is what matters. Cool. Okay, I think we can go for the second one. Sadly, Chris, we don't have a reward for getting the predictions correct. It's just going to be good for our credibility. I think we can go the second one, and hopefully we get 3 out of 3. So
which means in hindsight, if we get it wrong, it's bad for our credibility?
Technically, but I think people understand it's a game, so it's
okay.
I think it's fine. I think it's okay. Let's get the second. Nobody got 3 out of 3 so far, so you would be on top of the other guests.
Well, at least I'll have 1 out of 3 already.
Okay, let's go for the second one, please. This is Pepe on the daily.
No chance. He can tell me.
But we have the MACD. So the MACD has just crossed from bearish, and it was bearish for a long time, to bullish.
Doesn't matter, man.
I know.
Even on Bitcoin, I don't like to use it. On paper, it's almost a counter indicator because all the sheep go in when it flips.
This one's going to be tough. I'm going to let you decide, and then I'm going to say my thoughts.
Look, so if that was the monthly candles on Bitcoin or the weekly and the MACD flips, I would hit the green.
Okay.
But because it's paper and the crowd, the sheep on paper, not demeaning, gets fooled each and every single freaking time, I will say this is a counter indicator. I will say down because I despise altcoins.
Nice. Okay. That was political too, because if it's wrong, altcoins are trash anyway. So technically you're right in the long term because it's going to go to 0. I would like to see the chart one more time, please, producers, if you don't mind. I think, look, there's a downtrend. We could break that downtrend.
I want to say one more thing.
Tell us,
quickly.
please. Tell us.
Just one thing. On Bitcoin, everyone knows I'm always bullish and I long or wait. On altcoins, historically, it makes sense to be always bearish. That's why, on average, there are more red candles on altcoins than green candles. So on average, you are right on altcoins to always press red and on Bitcoin to always press green, just statistically.
I'm convinced. I hope we're right, dude.
I also hope so.
Okay.
It was clear because of him. He chose the chart. At least we had a proper political stance.
We had a political stance.
Yes.
It's going to go to 0 eventually anyways. Yeah, okay.
It's almost there.
I will forget about it. Let's go with the third one. At least if we get 2 out of 3, then it'll be 66%.
If I could go back in time, I would still press red.
It's not going to change, guys, right? We're always going to be red on altcoins. Hopefully, the final chart is not an altcoin. Hopefully, it's Bitcoin, and hopefully we get it right. Let's see the final chart. I have no idea what it is.
If it's Bitcoin, it's going to be right.
It's going to be right?
For sure.
Please, come on, let's see it. Let's see it. Ethereum. I just remembered the amount of times I got destroyed by Ethereum, faking us to $4,000. This time, Ethereum is trading at what looks to be 3,100. Can we get a confirmation? Yeah, $3,100.
Maybe we can pull back the chart.
Let's
back.
get the chart
because
back
I
on.
take Ethereum less serious than Bitcoin, but much more serious than any other altcoin.
So the RSI is flipping from overbought back into the range. We had a W formation on Ethereum. This is, I think, 2023.
And
I think
what
this
kind
is
of chart is it, like daily?
This is the daily chart. So it's after we had the all-time high in 2021 at 4.7. So I think this is in 2023 before we rallied even more. That's, if I'm not mistaken, that's how I remember it.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we broke the W pattern. We are above the W resistance. This could be a confirmation of the W.
But did we continue consolidating before going higher?
It's hard to say, man. If it was the Bitcoin chart, that's why I had got Bitcoin right. I would probably get 10 out of 10 correct.
Of course, because you know it by heart.
I know the chart for Bitcoin like crazy. I made 3,000 videos about Bitcoin. So for Ethereum, it's more difficult. I would still say, even though the RSI is like quite up there, I would still say up.
Okay. Well, do you want to go for it? Do you want to secure defaults, bullish. Okay, well, I'm going to go bullish as well. And no, I'm not copying Chris, don't worry. I'm not.
Just we always give the most reasonable answer.
Yes, we're right. We're going to win in the
Yes.
people's hearts.
We were right already on the second one too.
Yes, I know. Guys, please, let's see the third chart. Will Ethereum disappoint like it always has done? Okay.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. We can't make a political answer for this
No,
one.
it just goes to show again, stick
It
with
always
Bitcoin.
disappoints.
No, stick with Bitcoin. I'm very happy about this. We had Bitcoin, we had a shitcoin, and then we had the best altcoin. And we always see stick with Bitcoin. It's way more predictable. Long term, short term, in this show, anytime. So I'm very happy about this, that I got it wrong on the altcoins and I got it right on Bitcoin.
All right, Chris, final segment before seeing you go. That was FOMO Button. Thanks for joining in, and at least I didn't lose by myself, but technically we won. It's called Q&A, and we have 3 questions from your audience that, both you and I and all of the KOLs and influencers, YouTubers, we get so many questions that we just physically can't answer all of them, even though we would love to do that. It's just physically impossible. So I wanted to take this opportunity to bring 3 very positive comments that you couldn't get into and I couldn't get into also from my audience, and see if we can reply them. Does that sounds okay?
Let's go.
All right, let's begin with Chris's comments. Producers, can we see the first comment that Chris got, and Chris can try and answer it together with us.
In fact, on Twitter and on YouTube, I didn't give access to someone else. So it's always actually me typing it in. I don't have like moderators or something.
Oh, that's awesome. Me too. No, I always want to answer my community myself.
Also doing my Twitter posts myself.
Oh, by the way, did you see this new feature on YouTube where you can answer with a voice memo?
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I saw that in comments. I should use it, yeah.
You should do it. You should do it. Okay, guys, let's see the first comment, please. So this is the real moats, and they say, Chris, you got an insane entry price on that 36x Bitcoin long. What the F word did I just look at? LMAO.
Yeah, that was, I have the trade here. Maybe I can show it into the camera. I don't know if it's visible, but anyways, I can at least read the entry.
Yes, please.
It's 66,400, right? And I'm showing it in every video, now sitting at approximately $500,000 in a profit. And honestly, I feel this trade is embarrassing. And let me explain quickly why. Because I had a much bigger trade open at 64,000 US dollars entry just after the dump, exactly as planned, exactly how I always announced it. Huge trade, the new legendary trade. And then because of like emotions and war and stuff, I thought like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna close it down, which I went against my strategy. I let emotions come into place, and that's how I missed out on many millions of US dollars, which that one would be down profits. And now I only have this joke of a 30x leverage trade open, which is up
like $500,000 on.
It's great, it's great, but it's a joke trade. 36x, it was just a joke trade. I'm not proud of it. I would have been very proud of that one trade, 64K, which was exactly everything as planned. And well, I acted based on emotions, and I'm learning from it now.
I think you did the right thing. Like, we just didn't know what was going to happen with this conflict. We should go lower to Q4.
I have to say, the right thing would be stick to my strategy, open these trades, either be successful or get liquidated. And when I get liquidated, I open a new one. That is my strategy, which didn't fail since 9 years, which I should just have kept on going, and I didn't. And now I'm suffering from it.
It's okay. Well, let's see the second question, please. Okay, this is from Velvet Vibes-001. Bro, you should start one trade, I don't know, like $10,000, and close it before Christmas. Then do a giveaway for your followers with the money you made. Select 5 random followers from your channel. Do you think that's a cool idea?
Yeah, would be a good idea.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too.
Yeah.
You should do it.
But Bitcoin has to go higher for that. What about if I lose? Then we split the
Split the
10K among my followers and they reimburse me.
5 random people.
Like, I don't know, half a cent each? No. Maybe I'll think about it. It sounds like a good idea, right?
Yeah, I think it's nice. It's a nice Christmas present.
Yeah, it's actually a very good idea, and it will have people keep coming back all the time, and they want to be there.
And they have to be subscribers. They need to like. They need to comment.
This 10K, if I put a nice profit, nice leverage in, it can be like 200,000-300,000. Imagine that kind of giveaway.
That'll be the biggest on YouTube.
Okay, subscribe.
Subscribe. Final question, Chris, because I want to be mindful of your time. Final question, producers. Let's see it, and we'll call it a day. So the final question comes from Steve-G. He says, hey, Chris, you don't believe anymore into the 4-year cycle. While it's still happening as usual until now, I mean, I think he's sort of saying that the 4-year cycle isn't being followed, but it is. What's your thoughts on it?
I think he's referring maybe to something where I was questioning it, maybe in that specific video, while saying that we are still following it, so maybe I shouldn't be questioning it. Not a bad point, because again, I mean, we just know after the fact if it's the case. I mean, we hit the high in October, which is somehow 4 years later than the high we hit in November 2021, then October 2025, before it was December 2017. So basically, we are following the 4-year cycle so far on the bull market point of view. Now we still need the last confirmation whether we are following it on the bear market point of view, because we hit the bear market low always 1 year after hitting the bull market high, which it happened every time so far. So far, we have it confirmed, but for this 4-year cycle this time to be confirmed, we still need the Bitcoin to bottom out somewhere around approximately October. And if that's happening, 4-year cycle is on. If 60,000 was the bottom, the 4-year cycle is invalidated when it comes to my understanding, because the 4-year cycle is defined by the bull market high and the bear market low. So yeah, if 60,000 was the bottom, 4-year cycle is invalidated. And if we hit it somewhere around my birthday, would be a great present, because then I can really open a ginormous trade. And my mistake, which I mentioned earlier, was actually not a mistake. Technically, it still was, because you should not go against your strategy. Then the 4-year cycle is on. And the beautiful thing is, I'll be happy either way, because if it's invalidated, the bottom is in, and we have bullish times ahead. And if it's not invalidated, the bottom is still yet to come, and I can open a giant trade.
Well, Chris, thank you so much. I think the comments for me are just like very nice words, so we can go through them quickly. Let's see the comments for the Crypto Kid channel that we'll get a chance to at least give a shout out for.
We should open in the future sometimes maybe controversial questions or comments, or like critique. I think that would be quite interesting also.
Yes, okay.
I would have been down for it. Next time we will do 1 or 2 negative comments.
Okay, yeah. We'll do it. Sounds good. Okay, let's see the 3 for Crypto Kid, please, producers. Andrew says, that was a great, easy watch. I really enjoyed it. I'm in for the next one. Salut, Crypto Kid. Thank you, Andrew. Salut to you as well. I hope you enjoyed this episode with the legend himself, ChrisMMCrypto. Second question, please. This one is from Joshua. Nice idea. Congrats on coming up with something new, man. I hope you get rewarded big time for using your brain like this, man. Thank you. Congrats. Well, you know, Chris coming on is already as big of a reward as one can receive. So thank you so much for that beautiful comment. And final question. It's from Jesus Loves You, I Know. What a great handle. I personally think this was the best so far from Crypto Kid. Well, I'm very happy that you enjoyed it. Chris, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Awesome show, man.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well done.